Hi guys, this is Tuesday's math lesson, and today we're going to talk about names and equivalent names or equivalent ways to show things. So let's talk about names first, and let's think about the different ways that the different names that we have. So for example, you guys call me Mrs. Hutchins, but Hannah calls me Mom. And Mr. Hutchins and other adults call me Sam. Some adults call me Samantha because that's my full name, Samantha. And Sam is the shortened version. And then my mom has a nickname for me and she calls me Sammy Joe. So I answer to all 5 of those names. They all mean me, right? Do you have nicknames? Do you have more than one name that means you? Let's think about that in terms of numbers. So if we had a number like 7, I definitely know that this is 7, right? But what about this? Does this mean 7? Yeah, this is the number word 7. So both of these mean 7, okay? What about this? Does that mean 7? If I have 6 and I add one more, is that 7? Yeah, it definitely is. What if I did this? Is that 7? If I have 8 and I take away 1, does that equal 7? Yeah. So all 3 of these represent 7 in a different way. Just like I have different names, numbers can be represented different ways as long as it equals 7. So if I had 2 plus 1, would that equal 7? No, that one doesn't belong. It doesn't equal 7. It doesn't mean the same thing. 6 plus 1 means the same thing as 7 because it equals 7. 8 minus 1 means the same thing as 7 because it equals 7. Okay? Just like if I had up here Samantha and I put Mrs. Hutchins down here, they look different, but they mean the same person. These look different, but they mean the same number. Okay? Let's keep going. What if I did, I'm going to erase the 2 plus 1. What if I did this? Let's count these tallies. 5, 6, 7. Is that the same as this? Does it mean the same thing? Yeah. This is 7 tallies, and this is the number 7. They represent the same number. Let's keep going. Does that mean the same thing as this? 5 plus 2. Well, if I have 5 and I add 2, 5, 6, 7. It's the same thing as 7, right? It means the same thing. It looks different, but it means the same thing. Let's keep going. What if I did, what if I did this? One, two, three, four, five, 6. What if I did 7 base 10 blocks? Does that represent 7? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This shows 7. This shows 7. They just show it in different ways, right? All right, let's try some more. What if I did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7 pennies. Is that the same thing as 7? Yeah, it is. This is 7 pennies. This represents the number 7. This is the number 7. It represents the number 7. So they're just different ways to show the same thing. So what we call these are name collection boxes. So in the box, we collect the different names for the number. Okay? So how the rest of this lesson is going to work, we're going to do one more name collection box for 10, and we'll do that together. And then I'm going to have you on your whiteboard or a piece of paper or whatever you're using, I'm going to have you do your own name collection box for 5, and you need to show your parents. They'll take a picture of it and upload it to Google Classroom. I want to make sure that we are understanding these name collection boxes. And then you have a Google form to fill out. Okay, so we'll do one more name collection box together. We'll talk a little bit more about what you can put in a name collection box, and then you'll do your own for number 5. Okay? All right, I'm going to clear my board. If you have a whiteboard and you want to help me make a name collection box for 10, go for it. So this I'm going to set up more like a traditional name collection box that you'll see in your math journal. I might have to make it bigger, wider, but the name collection box will have a number up in the corner. And that is the number that you need to represent in this name collection box. Okay? So the number 10, when I'm thinking about name collection boxes, I'm thinking about all the different ways to say 10, to show 10. So I can definitely do math facts, right? I did pennies or coins on the last one, because if it was, we might need more than pennies. So I did coins. I did base 10 blocks. I did tallies. What else could I do? Oh, I did the number word. So in this box, I am going to think of at least 5 different names for 10. Okay, and when you make your own box for the number 5, I need you to show me at least 5 different names for the number 5. Okay, so at least 5 different names for the number 10. So I can spell 10. All right, that's one way. Oh, I remember that we have a lot of combinations of 10. So I know that 9 plus 1 equals 10. Now I don't need to put equals 10 there, right? Because every single thing in this box is the same as 10. It equals 10. Okay, this is the same as 10, and this is the same as 10. So I don't need to add equals 10. What about 11 minus 1? That equals 10, right? If I have 11 and I take away 1. I know that I can do a long. That equals 10, right? I could also do 10 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cubes. Sure. Let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could keep going. Tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see how I'm keeping my box organized? I'm not just putting stuff randomly in there. I am making sure they all equal 10, but I'm also kind of going in a line across to make sure that I have room for everything that I need. And I'm also putting spaces between my different items. So you can tell, because there's a space here, that 9 plus 1, that's one item in my box that equals 10. 11 minus 1, that's one item because there's spaces around it, above, on both sides, and below. Here's a long. Now, if I put these 10 cubes right next to my long, would it equal 10 anymore? What if I did this? No, that would equal 20 because it would be one long and 10 cubes. So you need to make sure that when you're doing your name collection box, you're putting space around each item. So Mrs. Reed and I can clearly see that this is one item that equals 10. This is one way to show 10. This is another way to show 10. Okay? What if I did this? Yeah, those are 2 die. So I have 5 on this die and I have 5 on that die. Those two together equal 10. So I just these die represent 10 by showing 5 each. 5 plus 5. What if I did this? Oops, that's not quite in the middle. That's a domino. And it has 5 on this side and 5 on that side, and together it has 10. Okay? So let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 different ways. Now I had to write at least 5, but coming up with different ways to write numbers, I could keep going. So I didn't use coins. What coins could I use? I could definitely do 10 pennies, but I could also do a dime. Okay? So these are all different ways to equal 10. Now I need to add to my list here. You can use dice and you can use dominoes. All right. So do you think you can do this? Do you think you can make me a box and show me 5? Make me a box for 5? Let's work on it together for a minute. So I'm going to keep my list here because that comes in handy. But I'm going to erase. And now if you haven't been doing this with me on a whiteboard, which is fine, I want you to either get a whiteboard or a pencil and paper, something that you can do this on, because this is going to be your own work and you're going to take a picture of it and upload it to Google Classroom, okay? So you're going to create your own name collection box for the number 5. So in here, you're going to put all different ways that you can show 5. So it could be math facts that equal 5. It could be coins. So maybe different coins to show 5. You could show 5 with base 10 blocks. You could show 5 with tallies. You could show 5 with words. You can show 5 with dice. You can show 5 with dominoes. Now, with words, remember, I'm not just going to write 5 different words. I'm going to write the number word 5, okay? All right, so complete your name collection box. I'd like you to put in 5 different names for the number 5 in here. Have mom, dad, or whoever you're working with take a picture of it and upload it to Google Classroom so I can see that you can do a name box. All right. After you're done with your name box, there's a Google form that you need to do, and then you're done for math today. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.